Alright, so this deck right here is a combo deck that tries to use Shadow Toon on a kaiju that you've given to your opponent that you've increased its attack with either Massive Morse or Phantom Knight Sword, and also using Serial Spell. That way you can copy the effect, which is instantly more than 8,000 points of burn damage. And that's it. That's the entire deck. It's just trying to get off that combo. Alright, final thoughts for this deck. This deck is terrible. Like, oh my god. I built this deck, and I play tested it for like a whole day, and I didn't get a single win because it was just so bad. And I don't remember what I changed out, but I did a whole bunch of changes to it. I think what I did was, in my previous version, I tried to actually use Toon monsters, and then I eventually figured out that that was terrible. And instead, I just included a whole bunch of draw cards and stall, like triple card D, the Spellbook of Knowledge Engine, and triple Battle Fader, and that actually helped me win some duels. And basically, every single time I managed to win a duel, that's a replay that I showed. Because this deck is so inconsistent. Combo decks are not good unless the combo can be done with like 2 cards. This one requires way too many. It requires you to have a field spell card out. It requires you to have a very specific spell card, and also it requires your opponent to have a high attack monster, and it requires that monster to have more than 4,000 attack. That's why I'm running Phantom Knight Sword or Massive Morph. Massive Morph can increase his attack over 4,000, no problem. Phantom Knight Sword can only boost the attack of these 2 kaijus, the ones with over 33,000 attack, to over 4,000. That way, the OTK can happen. You can have Serial Spell, which will copy the damage of it. So what is that? That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card combo. And you wonder why this is inconsistent. That's too many cards. It's an OTK, sure, but of all those cards, Serial Spell can't be searched out. If all of the cards could be searched out, it wouldn't be half bad. Luckily, a lot of them can. Shadow Toon can be searched out. Toon Tables of Content can be searched out. Those 2 are not really a big problem to get in hand. Kaijus can be searched out with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. And they're real easy to get on your opponent's side of the field. That's not really a problem. It's like the attack boost that is the big problem, because while there are tons of cards that can easily give them over 4,000 attack, a lot of them aren't very useful. And you I need like dual purpose cards, ones that can also help stall for time or draw, and there aren't really anything like that. But Massive Morph can potentially win me the game without having to use Serial Spell. So I should have ran more of those, but it also allows me to stop a direct attack. Potentially, because if you use Massive Morph on it, they can't attack directly. Phantom Knight Sword prevents a distraction, so I can possibly use it offensively, like on one of my own kaijus, or just one of my other cards that I bring out, and I get 800 attack, and I can send the card to the graveyard to prevent destruction once. That's a useful card. These both have dual uses to them, but I couldn't really think of which one was better than the other, so I just ran 2 of each, because I kept drawing. Like, if I had 3 of either of them, I would draw like all 3 in my opening hand sometimes. I was like, well, I'm screwed, because this doesn't, advance the game state. Also, what I think also helped out a lot was Relinquished Anima. Like, I made this deck a long time ago, but it was so bad, I gave up on it. And then when this card was released, I was like, wait, my Shadow Toon deck uses a lot of Spellcaster type monsters. This might help if I just add an Instant Fusion. Although, I really debated Instant Fusion. I was like, in place of Instant Fusion, I could run like Swift Iron Scarecrow. This card right here, Swift Scarecrow. Or, like a 3rd copy of Massive Morph or Phantom Knight Sword, because I need those cards. But I went with it, and that seemed to help a lot. Being able to go into a Thousand Eyes Restrict, and then potentially an Anima, just steal 2 monsters, that was really good. Plus, being able to go into Needle Fiber plays with Theseus, that was also pretty good, I think. Because you can draw a card off of TG Wonder Magician, which is a card draw, and getting monsters on the field, and popping a back row. All good stuff. But still, there's no way to search out Serial Spell. And that's my biggest thing. I need this one card. I don't think there's any other card that do the same thing that Serial Spell does. And Shadow Toon can only be used once per turn. So alternatively, what I could have done was just use one Shadow's Toon, search out another one, and then use the other one on my next turn. But by that point, they'll know what I'm trying to do, and they'll get rid of their kaijus through just any kind of link summon. So I needed to be in one turn and just getting Serial Spell in the hand. Basically, I won a game if I had Serial Spell in my hand, and my opponent wasn't playing like a super meta deck. Because that was the only card that I couldn't really search out, and I needed that one specific card. Because, like I said, Shadow Toon can be searched out. I could use any of the kaijus, and they're all easily searched out. I could use either one of these, and that was fine, but I needed this one Serial Spell card. That's what the combo relied on in order for it to be an OTK. And there's no way to search out quick play spell cards that are convenient. Like, there are ways to search them out, but they're all very convoluted. So, yeah, that's the deck. Sure, the deck doesn't work. It's inconsistent. This is the most consistent version I could make of an inconsistent deck. That being said, these make for really good videos. Like, I duel for entertainment. I do all the crappy duels, I do these decks. That way you can watch a fun video. That's not just, the same 5. Actually, the meta format, this current format, is really diverse. But it's still fun to see gimmicky decks go off and win sometimes. That's why I do these things. That's why I beat my head against the wall with really gimmicky decks like this. So, I hope you guys like the video.